now, we get paid twice as much or even 3 times as much
Yeah.
as our parents and grandparents made, and we don't own half of the things that they
Facts,
own
bro. Facts.
because the inflation is to a rate where it's almost unsustainable.
Bitch, I'm bippin' and I'm booted up. No, it don't take nothing for my niggas to get suited like, why he dissing on the granny? That shit is spell like what they do to us. Niggas, my little bitch so bangin' what she want the newest drop.
Gen Z never had a chance and they know it. Video by Feels Reels. Let's get into it, man.
Let's do this.
He talks about the level of disappointment it feels as an older Gen Zer to have done everything right instead of nothing. I'm talking about working hard, getting the degrees, following the exact plan that all the older generations told us to follow to obtain stability, and realizing that we are not getting that life anymore. Like, as a matter of fact, that life doesn't even exist.
Right.
I grew up being told, you feel me, go to school, don't get pregnant, don't change after do this, do that. And I did. And I was fully convinced that, you know, I was going to graduate, I was going to get a job, a house, travel a little bit, max out my 401k. You know, the version of adulthood
that they told us we were going to have.
Worth it. But instead, everything just feels super expensive, super unattainable, and just like unrealistic. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm still extremely grateful for the life that I have. I'm still very blessed, and I'm glad that I did the things that I did. But I am finding myself constantly mourning the life that I thought I was going to have.
That's facts. Wow, dang. So we starting off the video just boom, off the jump, really getting into it. Generally, for videos like this, I kind of like to swag way into conversations like this, but I think with the current state, economic state of the world is not just affecting Gen Z. It's affecting everyone on a global scale. It's affecting us with geopolitics, and then with the AI boom and us trying to win the AI race now, just like we were trying to win the race to space. It's essentially the same thing. And it's all very unattainable because we didn't even recover from the economy we had previously before we dived into this. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It is interesting to think how we do have to kind of mourn that thought process or that original view of life we thought that we would have. Just because things are so obtainable or so like we're getting priced out of life. So yeah,
This is
it
a
can be
true
like that.
representation of how money has been declining over the past 40 or 50 years. The boomers had such a big economic boom that it was easy for them to accumulate money. $80 trillion the boomer generation has. So of course...
Whoa. $80 trillion. $80 trillion.
They're all about the money. Now, when you think about the millennials, where's the money? It's because we were handed a roadmap at like 13 years old of exactly the steps we needed to take, and then someone pointed and said, see that treasure chest? It's going to be full of gold. Just follow the plan. Well, we followed the plan. Here we are 20 years later. We open up the treasure chest, and there's two in it. We're like, where's the money? And then Gen Zers, what is money? Gen Zers, correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to work and they're getting paid direct deposit on Fridays, and as soon as the money hits the account, it just goes automatic to their bills. They don't actually touch money. A company could actually hire someone and say, we're not going to give you any money. You're going to work here for free, but we'll provide housing, a car, and 3 hot meals a day.
Yo, really think about that though, because that's essentially like how it is kind of nowadays. I know a lot of people personally that, you know, they're in a situation where that's all they can essentially pay for. And so, I mean, that is living, that is surviving, but the goal is not to survive. The goal is to flourish. And I think so many people are getting, they're losing sight of that, and they're kind of giving in. And it's hard because so many people don't have a chance to, bro. Like, it's all just really crazy right now.
There would be no difference. Just cut out the step of money because they never actually see their money. This is such a true representation of what we're all screaming about right now. What is going on? Anytime someone says eat the rich or tax the rich,
that's a good analogy.
Commenting that you're just jealous or envious of rich people, but we haven't always had this resentment.
Honestly, it doesn't, because I'm looking at like the background. I'm not trying to assume I know like this guy's life or anything or how much he makes, but based on the background, it looks like he has a pretty nice house.
Many
So
decades,
for him having this type of these types of thoughts towards towards the situation just goes to show like it's really like the middle class, the upper middle class, and then of course the 1%, the rich. But it's really just the rich now. Like there is no middle class. There is no middle class. So you have to really think about the people that are in below the poverty line.
grew up idolizing rich
Really
people
struggling right
and
now.
celebrities.
And they-
Even when Instagram
and they
came
took
out,
away,
we started seeing
WIC.
yachts, private jets, and rich
Yeah,
people
food
traveling.
stamps.
We found it entertaining. But the reason we found it entertaining is because we were home in our $800 apartments with very little credit card debt, hope for the future, in a $185,000 home that we just bought on our average salary, and we found it entertaining. Because I look at it as a hot air balloon. The rich were the balloon and we were the basket. And as the rich got richer, they were bringing the basket with us. So we didn't care if they went and made billions of dollars because they were lifting people out of poverty and bringing the middle class up.
Right.
But those ropes over the past 40 years,
They started to get
cut
wider,
from the basket
or
because of terrible
just cut,
economic policy. And in 2021,
just severed actually.
the last rope was cut. And now the rich in the balloon are going up and the basket is falling towards the ground. And that disparity is what's creating the resentment. But it's not really jealousy. It's more of anger towards the economic policies in the system, not even rich people themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I agree because it's not necessarily the rich people that are doing it entirely. They are simply taking advantage of the systems that have been put in place within America to help people like them that are in that position to make more money. They have tax breaks. They have all types of incentives that we don't know about. And people that know people that can tell them where to put their money offshore and stuff like that. So
It's the people in power that allow the economic policies to enrich the rich and make the middle class poor.
Me and my homie were talking last night, and he started bringing up the fact that things are less affordable and the cost of living isn't great. And I couldn't help but tell him, what are you talking about? The cost of living is not that damn bad. Oh, my health insurance premium is about to go up. Don't get sick. Sometimes simple problems calls for simple solutions. Like, how are you living paycheck to paycheck? Let's say you get paid this Friday. What happened to the last check? You didn't think about that, huh? Oh my God. I don't care that you haven't had a meaningful raise in years and are probably underpaid. Think about the shareholders.
Oh, the shareholders.
When the rent goes up in your apartment, look.
Bro, that's really facts though. It's really that crazy to where we can joke about it like this and just be like,
on the bright side, somebody somewhere is making extra money off you, and that should make you happy. Or maybe you're just selfish. I don't know. You are under spells, people.
Hey.
Spell? Well, I ain't under no spell. Yes, you are. If you stop buying $6 coffees every morning, you'll be able to afford a down payment on a house in 6 months. Let me show you. If you invest $6 every day into
$6 every day into a high yield savings account,
you have roughly $1,100, and that's enough to put a down payment. Wait a minute.
I know the.
Hey, hold up. He just gave the method a little bit. But it's really about having that capital. I mean, if you don't have, like, I guess $6 a day, if you are spending that on coffee, it really depends, man. I think when it comes to stuff like that, though, like,
Economy is
no comment
right now
on that.
Why does everything have to just?
I don't know. I just think it's just. I don't think people should have to choose between their coffee in the morning if it's what is helping them get through the day. You know what I mean? I just hate to think that boomers are telling people in Gen Z that they should stop buying Starbucks and stuff like that. I've never understood that sentiment. I mean, maybe you can buy cheaper coffee, clearly, but
Literally,
it's just like
unaffordable for so many people. It's ridiculous.
that's
I get my nails done. Yes, I took
the
some
last
time.
other
Yes,
problem
it is like
for
a luxury
real.
that I can afford to get my nails done. But it's getting to the point that it's like a little bit crazy. Like $85 to get French tips. Like
$85 for those, bro.
$85
for
like, what is happening? I know things happen
for some little extra pieces of nail.
Inflation? Are you kidding me? It should not
Bro.
be this bad. Even with like apartments, everybody wants to increase apartments and the rent You're kidding. Nobody can afford it. My salary does not increase just because you want to increase rent.
It's facts.
Isn't lazy or unmotivated. They are rationally adapting to an economy where traditional milestones have become mathematically impossible at traditional ages. I really like this Business Insider piece about 25 being the new 21, and it reveals something really interesting around how economic reality shapes generational behavior. You know,
How economic reality shapes generational behavior. It makes sense because it's just like the same sentiment that you are essentially the environment you surround yourself around, or like you are like who you hang around, right? So like
when the path
I guess
to adulthood becomes more expensive and less certain, young people adapt by taking longer to walk it. And
exactly. So with the fact that like right now things are so, with the cost of living are so unattainable, people are choosing to stay home and save more money in some situations. So that's where they're getting this idea that 25 is the new 21, because in 2021 when first started, we lost 2 years of working, and then after that, the following 2 to 3 years after that of just life getting back to normal, finances were like the global finances were absolutely insane. And our debt to GDP has constantly climbed. It will never stop climbing. The Federal Reserve is turning the printers back on. It's weird. It's really weird. It's like it's almost like they're not expecting the common consumer to be able to make it.
Data in the article talks through, how college costs have gone up, entry-level wages have stagnated, housing prices have gone up a lot more relative to income. The traditional timeline for independence becomes more fraught rather than something that just kind of everybody did on a pre-described path. And, previous generations could reasonably expect that working hard in your early 20s would lead to some sort of financial independence.
Right.
Today's young people, are often saying that working really hard in your early 20s might lead to financial survival with independence later, if at all. And that's why we're seeing a lot of trends of...
That's the thing, if at all.
Younger people living with their parents.
I think that's what a lot of them are scared about. It's a lot of young people I noticed that literally they just don't even have motivation to move forward.
Longer to kind of reach some of those traditional milestones, etc. And what might look
because they don't think it's going to be sustainable.
Very strategic, right?
They don't think they're ever going to be able to afford a house,
paying a ton of
find
rent
a wife, have kids.
$35,000 a year. Like, why not just live with your parents instead?
Because you can't do any of those things if you can't even take care of yourself, right?
Afford healthcare for yourself,
right?
And this delayed timeline also,
we said,
reflects changed family dynamics. When parents, especially like older boomer parents, can provide that financial support that previous generations maybe couldn't offer, staying at home longer becomes a very rational wealth building strategy rather than a potential sign.
Exactly.
And the cultural narrative.
But yet most people will say like you're not doing enough, or you're lazy for trying to take advantage of that opportunity. Like, it's weird.
The shift is particularly interesting. I think some older generations interpret this delayed independence as laziness or entitlement, but they're missing
I'm on it, bro.
Have fundamentally changed the risk-reward calculations around traditional adult milestones. From a financial psychology perspective, Gen Z's approach might actually be more mature than previous generations. They're making decisions based on mathematical reality rather than cultural expectations.
Exactly.
The challenge is that this delayed timeline can create its own psychological stress. When you're 25 and still living with your parents, it's hard not to feel like you're behind, even if you're adapting to these circumstances that you're currently in. So it's really important to remember that generational differences in financial behavior usually reflect economic conditions more than cultural values. So when the economy changes, rational behavior changes too.
Derek.
Wow. I think she put it perfectly. That was the best way to explain it.
Can you tell the class what you just told me?
How much would minimum wage need to be today to match the home buying power of boomers getting minimum wage?
$30.
My
like
guess
30,
was $35.
Yeah, like 30, 35.
Okay, what's the answer?
$66.
$66, bruh?
We don't stand a chance.
$66.
We're screwed.
Wait.
Students know that they are absolutely.
My guess was $35. Okay, what's the answer?
Hold on.
So when the economy changes,
Told me.
How much would minimum wage need to be today to match the home buying power?
The home buying power.
Boomers getting minimum wage in the 1970s.
My
Bro.
guess was $35.
66.
$66.
That is
That's a combined income of a couple, both individually making $33 an hour.
We don't stand a chance, you guys. We're screwed.
My Gen Z students know that they are absolutely cooked when it comes to this economy, this job market. They talk about it all the time. And I think partly being that self-aware of what's going on, whether it's their parents or social media or whatever it might be, but knowing that
social media
is heading into dismal times is really where a lot of this lack of motivation to do things.
Yeah, exactly.
I often hear it in class when we talk about many different things, but the reoccurring underlying issue is they know that the future that they're heading into is not great. And because of that, I can see
it's unexpected. Like, we don't know what to expect because things can change. But the way things have been going for the past 5 years and the way, you know,
the systemic underlying lack of motivation, which is just unfortunate.
I'm trying not to stop so many times and talk, so I apologize.
That's where I think we're at.
I know that's the point, but
the economy is so bad right now. We get paid twice as much, or even 3 times as much, as our parents and grandparents made, and we don't own half of the things that.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Because the inflation is to a rate where it's almost unsustainable. And I think a lot of people in the government is seeing that, hence to the government shutdown and then the quiet reopening right before the holidays.
Right. Yeah.
Because they know that they need your money during the holidays. In order to even sustain somewhat of an economy or the illusion of the economy. Because I'm at the point right now where I've just accepted.
Yeah, that government shutdown wasn't like
happy.
Really.
I own my conversion van and I own my Suzuki SX4, and other than that, I mean, guys, honestly, it's not looking like I'm going to be owning a house in America, at least. Now, in Asia, that might be, you know, something different. If I could look over the paperwork, because you could get a great place in Asia for about 40 grand, 30 grand still.
Yeah.
But in America,
gotta get a passport to even be able to get out of America, though.
For $150,000, and a lot of us are pretty much the same way, because you can't even think about getting a place in the city. That's gonna be at least
$600K.
And nobody wants to do a 50-year mortgage. But anyways, guys, let me know.
50-year mortgage is crazy, bro. Because more than likely, you're gonna be like 20 to 30 years old when you purchase that house and sign over that 50-year lease. So you're gonna be like 80, 90 when you finally pay your house off.
Share, repost if you agree. Thanks.
Hey man, there's the video. Again, my goal is to never like have any like people feeling negatively or feeling bad or feeling fearful after these videos, because one thing I will say, and that you always have to remember, is that God is in control. So regardless of what's going on in front of you, regardless of what you see, as long as you trust in God, do your part and stay focused on your purpose, you're gonna be fine. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. Life is not easy. It's not supposed to be easy because that's how character is built. But I just want to encourage everybody to just stay focused, man. Like, no, it's not easy times, but if there's people you can lean on, if there's people that you'll allow to lean on you, do it, because we are in times now where we need to come together, because it's not simply about, you know what I mean, like the same stuff it was prior to billionaires completely taking advantage of capitalism. And then with, you know, the president that's currently in office, he's just making things even way crazier. And I'm pretty sure the Federal Reserve, like I was saying earlier, is going to turn the printers back on. So if it's already unsustainable, our debt to GDP is constantly rising. It will continue to rise. We're cooked. The best bet now, personally, is that I've been looking into, and I am not a financial advisor, but it is to invest in some sort of cryptocurrency, because in the future, it only makes sense that as the AI boom is happening, it's just like the .com boom. Yes, the bubble burst, but at some point in time, the market recovered, and we have the internet today. You know what I'm saying? So AI is still going to be there in the future in some implications. We don't necessarily know exactly how, but they're trying to build the foundations now. But with that being said, it's just perpetuated or further exacerbated the issue of the debt that we have in America. So it's interesting times. It's interesting times. I know we really are trying to beat China right now in this race to AI, which is the most ridiculous thing. And we got all this tariff talk. So just stay encouraged, be encouraged. Know that, again, God is in control regardless of anything going on around you. Yeah, man, we're gonna be fine. Just stay focused, do what you can, and everything's gonna work out, man. I'm trying to tell you though. So I really appreciate y'all for stopping through this video. Once again, I will see y'all in the next one, man. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you can drop also in the comments, if you made it this far, how much do you think, put in the comments how much you think a 1-bedroom house is gonna cost at around 2,000 square feet in the year 2040. I think right now it probably costs around like 350 to 500K, right? I may be completely off. It may be the area I live in too, because I live really close to DC, so cost of living is astronomical in this area. I'll see y'all in the next video.
Target neutralized.